Hi, I am Dennis. Today I will show you how to repair a Xiaomi M365 electric scooter's battery by replacing its BMS board. Please note that replacing the BMS is the last thing you do because it takes time and money. Try some basic fix methods first. Solder batteries contacts, balance cells voltages, press reset button several times. Just Google Xiaomi M365 battery repair and try suggested fixes. And only if you have tried everything but nothing helps, there is the last way to repair. Completely replace all electronics inside the battery. I will use this special repair BMS. Comparing to original Xiaomi devices, this one is more reliable and flexible in tuning. Check this video description for a link on where to get it. And now I will show you repairing process using this battery as an example. Let's get started. First, cut the protective film and remove it. Try to make a nice clean cut, since later we will put on this film again and seal it with tape. Cut off the temperature sensor from the bottom. Remove the compound from the latches holding the BMS board. Also remove the compound from the wires sticking out of the battery. Push the board from the bottom side and slide it halfway up. Simply cut the flex cable off. Don't be afraid to short circuit, as all tracks are connected to the battery cells through the high impedance resistors. Get the PCB out completely and cut off silicone power wires. This board goes to trash. Then unsolder and throw away the cutoffs of the power wires. Now we need to prepare balancing pads. Usually, owners of Xiaomi M365 are faced with the fact that spot welding falls off the pads. Or if you are totally out of luck, the scooter bouncing on bumps causes the battery to bend and tears the nickel tape. That's why we need not only to solder contact pads, but also to saw off the bended part that causes tension. If you don't have a tool like this, you can simply cut these bended parts by nippers. Then we are cutting the rear light, thermal fuse and thermistor, and disposing these unnecessary boards with parts, resistors and parts of the flex cable. This also goes to trash. Next we need to prepare balancing pads. We have finished with balancing pads, and now it remains only to remove all temperature sensors and thermal fuse. Finally, we have got an almost bare battery pack, ready for a new BMS install. Let's connect the repair board. First, mount it inside the battery. On the front side, spot the following wires coming out of the battery: power, charging, data and the rear light. Power wires connecting to positive and negative leads of the battery are conveniently located sideways. On the top we've got a balancing flat cable and two temperature sensors with a thermal fuse. First, let's connect the black power cable to the negative lead of the battery pack. And do the same for the red one. We are done with the power wires. Now let's connect the balancing flat cable. To neatly secure the wires, we stick strips of double-sided tape on the both sides of the battery. The connector at the end of the flat cable needs to be cut off. It's intended only for production testing. And then we are proceeding to the first balancing wire connecting. Place it to the side, secure it along the battery and lead to the desired contact path. And as usual, cut off tin solder. One balancing wire is finished and 10 more remain. Well, the balancing wires are soldered. The most difficult stage of the repair is behind. We just have to stick the temperature sensors and the thermal fuse. I use small droplets of hot glue to temporarily secure the temperature sensors. And now I finally fix them with the thermal compound. All done, wires are connected and sensors are installed. Let's rub the battery back into film. Fill all the gaps with sealant, so that our battery is generally as good as new. The sealant dried up and we have got such a result. Seems not bad. And the final touch is to solder the connector to the rear light wire. Here is a ready-made wire coming with the repair BMS. So I have completely replaced electronics of this battery. It took me about 40 minutes, half of which took a fuss with balancing wires. And now it's time to install the battery back inside the scooter. We have put everything together and almost ready to go. But there is one important thing: you need to plug in the charger before the first BMS start. And once the charger is plugged in, turn on the scooter. Check it out, the motor is running, the scooter does not beep, and all smartphone applications correctly display information. Let's pass to the field testing. Well, the battery has been repaired and all factory defects has been fixed. In one of the following videos I will show you additional features the scooter got after the BMS replacement. See you on my YouTube channel and maybe on the roads. Bye!